Hello and welcome to UFO sightings footage. This is a video that we think has so much going on and showcasing the terrible effects of the epic and massive machine called the Large Hadron Collider, also known as CERN, that we think you must know this. Even though this happened a while ago now, way back in 2009, we still feel it needs to be restarted and the information re-released so people can add this older news to their current news folders about CERN or the Large Hadron Colliders, by now very thick book of anomaly reports. This older report is something even we didn't know about, and we do checks and research every day on CERN, so we know you must want to know about this just like we did. Plus it's got everything you would want to know about CERN's performance, right? Some call it LHC? Here at UFO Sightings Footage we call CERN and have followed CERN's experiments with much anguish and awe, and also with unwavering interest. If you know just 1/10 of what the Large Hadron Collider is getting up to and doing and what it is very capable of doing, then you already know that this machine is capable of wiping every single human being off the map entirely forever in just one switch of a button. There's no coming back and no more ice cream treats, ever. It will not only tear the Earth apart and swallow it up in an implosion, but it will take away reality itself. After doing our daily research of the Large Hadron Collider's latest experiments and shenanigans, we literally come across this older post and it got our attention big time. Like mouth open wide attention. We missed this one way back in 2009. This is what the written title of this specific post said, and we quote: CERN LHC accidentally opened a time portal and caused the world Airbus A330-300 to time travel 5,500 miles across the world. That's right folks, time travel. Powerful jets and experiments. It's got everything. Now if that doesn't grab your attention, then we really don't know what will. It's got time travel, jets, portals, and our favorite, the Large Hadron Collider and its criminal experiments? Yes, that's right, we said criminal, which is our personal opinion only. Well, what do you call an experiment that opens up a black hole or a Big Bang on planet Earth, right in the middle of Europe? Exactly, it's criminally insane. Can you imagine rolling up to a police station and saying at the person at the front desk, "Excuse me, but I think I've done something I shouldn't have done"? They would say, "Okay, what have you done wrong?" "I have opened a black hole in my workplace and it could swallow up the whole world and maybe even the moon." That, my friends, is exactly how it sounds. It sounds insane. Oh, but they never left it there. They had to go and recreate a blooming Big Bang as well. What is wrong with these people? It absolutely beggars belief that these scientists are allowed to even play God for starters, and secondly, be allowed to do these types of experiments, if you can call it that, right in our backyards. Europe is densely populated, so whoever chose the middle of Europe is extraordinarily wrong. Anyways, let's get into the story of this time-traveling Airbus. The post went on to say this: media reports failed to give details about what caused the blackout that affected millions of people across South America. According to conspiracy theorists, a series of experiments conducted at CERN's Large Hadron Collider (LHC) facility in Switzerland, as part of preparations for restarting the machine in November 2009, triggered an anomalous event that generated a time warp. And as the time warp or time wave reverberated across the planet through ancient pyramid complexes in South America, it crossed the path of a jetliner in flight and transported it, in an instant, to a location thousands of miles away. And there you have it, time warps and instant transportation. It then went on to say, the time warp caused a massive blackout. The time warp or time wave also caused a massive blackout across South America that plunged millions of people into darkness. The bizarre report appears to have originated from the notorious conspiracy theory website What Does It Mean? The website has been the source of some of the internet's weirdest conspiracy theories concocted by a mysterious writer, Sorka Fall, who claims to have access to privileged intelligence sources within the Kremlin. Again, this is all up for grabs whether it's correct or an elaborate internet hoax, but one thing that is true is this. The Large Hadron Collider is recreating black holes and big bangs within a 27-mile-long tunnel at speeds of up to or right next to the speed of light. So with this information you put 2 and 2 together and come up with 4. We are dealing with massive energy levels which humanity has never seen before. We are dealing with speeds which humanity has never experienced before. What the heck do you want us people of the world to think? If you're creating never-before-seen experiments with everything just said, then you will inevitably catch the attention of conspiracy theorists. That is inevitable. According to the aforementioned conspiracy theorist Indiana, November 1, 2009, an interesting report circulating in the Kremlin claimed that an World Airbus A330-300, Flight A7301, with about 170 passengers on board, was transported in an instant about 5,500 miles from over Santa Cruz, Bolivia, where it was preparing to land, to Tenerife North Airport, formerly Los Rodeos Airport, on the island of Tenerife, near the capital city of Santa Cruz de Tenerife in the Canary Islands. The incredible incident occurred soon after scientists at the CERN LHC facility in Switzerland powered up the machine to commence a series of big experiments. When scientists realized that their LHC experiments had generated an unexpected time warp or gravitational wave, they hurriedly shut down the LHC and tried to cover up the reason for the unscheduled shutdown by claiming it was caused by a bird that dropped a piece of bread on an outdoor machinery at the facility, according to Freedom Fighter Times. As you know, blaming the wildlife has been a constant excuse since 2009 and is the very first thing that CERN scientists always blame. They always blame the animals and birds. If it's not pigs, it's weasels and birds. We are not that stupid, guys. Just because your other scientist friends say, oh yes, that's a good excuse, you should use that one. We don't buy it one bit, at all. We probably never will either. Despite desperate efforts to cover up the incident and keep the public in the dark, the fact that the LHC had accidentally opened a time portal and transported a plane thousands of miles off course in an instant, caused so much excitement among CERN scientists that the Director of Research and Scientific Computing at CERN could not resist announcing the breakthrough triumphantly. You see, this is what you get from arrogant people. They can't wait to play word games and mind games. It's all they have as way of personality. He said in a statement shortly after the incident that scientists may have discovered a previously unknown natural phenomenon that could be an extra dimension. Since 2009 we have seen much in way of these other dimensions, and we have produced videos with this as the main theme. UFO sightings footage is always on the lookout for more incredible information with regards to the Large Hadron Collider. The post then went on to say this. According to conspiracy theorists, scientists discovered that the time warp was caused by distortions of the Earth's magnetic field as a result of the LHC experiments. The magnetic field distortions triggered a time wave that was propagated to the planet's magnetic core after rippling through thousands of ancient pyramid complexes in South America. The time warp traveled from the LHC towards the Gate of the Sun in the Andes Mountains in Bolivia and then out to space over South America. The Gate of the Sun refers to the 9.8 feet high and 13 feet wide megalithic stone arch in the Lake Titicaca area near La Paz in Bolivia. It was built by the Tiwanaku 1,500 years ago. It is believed to have astrological or astronomical significance. Many conspiracy theorists believe it may have been a Stargate portal. As the time wave traveled from the Gate of the Sun in the Andes into space over South America, it crossed the path of an World Airbus A330-300 that was preparing to land in the airport in Santa Cruz, Bolivia, and transported the jetliner, with 170 passengers, from Santa Cruz in Bolivia, 5,500 miles to Tenerife North Airport near Santa Cruz on the island of Tenerife, Canary Islands. Fortunately, All 170 passengers and the crew landed safely at the airport in Spain. The plane later took off from the island and reached its original destination in Bolivia. A day after the incident, scientists at CERN shut down the LHC and announced the shutdown was caused by a bird that dropped a piece of baguette on machinery at the facility. But even after the LHC was shut down, its effect continued to propagate, according to conspiracy theorists. It generated dimensional distortions that sent out signals similar to digital communications in the direction of ancient sites, such as the pyramids in the South American continent and Egypt. But as part of a global cover-up, the news media did not tell the truth about what actually happened to the Airbus flight on November 1, 2009. News reports said little about the circumstances surrounding the landing at Santa Cruz in Tenerife, instead of Santa Cruz in Bolivia. Media reports also failed to give details about what caused the blackout that affected millions of people across South America. The Brazilian government released a vague statement that the blackout was caused by atmospheric discharges related to strong rain and wind at the Itaipu hydroelectric dam, according to conspiracy theorists. The CERN LHC, the world's most powerful particle collider, housed inside an underground 27-kilometer tunnel near the border of Switzerland with France, has been the subject of weird and some very strange conspiracy theories since it officially commenced operations on March 30, 2010. We can all remember the Gotthard Tunnel opening ceremony and the other events put on either at the Large Hadron Collider or by the scientists from the Large Hadron Collider. When you're dealing with different dimensions and otherworldly sounding machines, then you will always capture the imagination of conspiracy theorists and the public alike. It's been that way for decades and in all types of scenarios. Anyways, thank you for checking out this forgotten story that is related to the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. If we don't remember the past, they say it will repeat itself, and we don't want this to happen again, do we? Please like and subscribe for more great videos and information. Thanks.